this has been a busy week. We have done a lot of Zoomer Times TV shows, and we're ending it with no other than Justin Hare, who's the Director of Advertising Marketing at the Palm Beach, I'm sorry, at Lake Worth Theater in Palm Beach. And I have to tell you, it's the Lake Worth Playhouse. I always say theater, but Justin, I think the nicest part about going to the theater is because it's old and because it is historic.
Nostalgic, yes.
Nostalgia, right. And of course, you have a nostalgic show. So I'm going to let you tell everybody why they want to go to the Lake Worth Playhouse.
Oh man, we are a fabulous theater. We've been around since the 1950s, and we put on show after show. And right now we're showing Patsy Cline, ALWAYS Patsy Cline. It's a tribute to the legendary country singer who died tragically at age 30 in a plane crash in 1963. It's based on a true story about Cline's friendship with a fan from Houston named Louise Seger, who befriended the star in Texas honky-tonk in 1961 and continued a correspondence with Cline until her death. That is showing now until January 24th in the main stage. We've got The Boys Next Door in our Black Box Theater, which is a show by Tom Griffin. That's also playing this weekend. We've got a double feature. You come down and see two shows. That's by Tom Griffin over in the Stanzik. And this season is jam-packed from now until the end of June. We have show after show after show. We've got a full season, 3-show season in the Black Box Theater, and we've got 5 main stage productions.
We don't talk, I'm just going to tell you, we don't talk a lot about the Black Box Theater. Do people just come sometime just to see that and not see the main show?
Oh, absolutely. Yep, it's an intimate 60-seat theater. Of course, now that's cut in half because of social distancing, but it's a very intimate, small theater, right up close and personal with the actors on stage. A lot of improv and things like that. People love it. And that area also doubles as our independent film house where we show movies all year round. It's a beautiful little theater right next door to the Playhouse, and the best of both worlds.
So you were saying that someone could come to your 8 o'clock show at the Playhouse and see the Patsy Cline show, and then they actually could go over to the Black Box. What are the hours there?
Well, we've got the shows that are running right now are Friday and Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m.
Oh, okay. So they either go to one or they go to the other.
Correct.
Okay. And why is it called the Black Box?
Because it's a small blacked out theater, a small intimate theater. The history of it is just a small box. They painted it black, and that's where the acting did. There's no stage. It's all floor level.
Right. Justin, of course, you're in charge of the marketing and the PR, but I've always seen you as one of the actors. Have you ever done acting?
I haven't, not at the Playhouse, actually. I've been on TV a couple of times in my past, not in many major acting roles, just on the news for a couple of small things. But, I think I might get into it. I've got a passion for it. I love the arts, I love the theater. And,
right.
My 2 daughters, my 2 oldest daughters, they're turning 6 and 7. They love the Playhouse. They come there, they put on the wigs and dance around. So, I'd like to maybe find something that all of us can be in.
Right.
Obviously, it takes a lot of time away from family life with the rehearsals and stuff. So if I had them at rehearsals with me, it would be a win-win.
Yeah, it would be. Tell us a little bit about the artistic director, please.
Daniel Iola, he's our artistic director, wonderful, very talented young man from Philadelphia. He's been at the Playhouse for many years now. He is actually directing our upcoming production of Death Trap, which opens February 18th. He's directed a lot of the Black Box productions as well. He's an actor. He was in Witness for the Prosecution, which was one of last season's shows.
Right.
You know, he is really, you know, in touch with all the actors. He gets in there, works with them, and that's, you know, the reason we put on such phenomenal shows, because of his love and dedication to the theater.
And tell us, I don't know about the death track. What is that? What's it about?
Oh,
Is it mystery?
Death Trap, yes. Yep, that's coming up next week. It's a show about Sidney Broyle from Connecticut. He's a successful writer on Broadway, and he's struggling to overcome a dry spell, which is a string of failures and a shortage of funds, and possibly a break in his fortune when he receives a script from a student in a seminar that has been conducting at a nearby college. It's a thriller that Sidney recognizes immediately as a potential Broadway smash, and his plan, devised with his wife's help, is to offer a collaboration to the student for co-credit. Or is it a death trap? You find out.
I see. Okay. And how many? You have a lot of actors in it?
Not too many roles. What we've done this season is to keep the social distancing done. We've taken a lot of plays that have smaller roles, so we don't have as many actors on the stage at one time and in rehearsals, so that we can, you know, control the you know, everybody's limitations to each other.
Right. So they don't have to wear masks.
Well, we still wear masks, but, you know, just
Yeah. Wear masks.
they are.
Ah. Okay. But Patsy Cline is wearing a mask?
Well, no, up until the point that they're on stage, they don't. You know,
Oh, that's what I was
we're
gonna
doing
say.
the live productions.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And Patsy Cline, there's only 2 actors and the band. So there's enough space on that stage that nobody ever comes close to each other.
Right. Does she look like Patsy Cline?
She does. She does. She's a very, very good resemblance.
Okay, so when they went to produce this all over the country, they tried to find someone like that, but then they had to find someone that had her voice.
Yes, that was the hard part. Because Patsy's got a very distinguishable voice, and she nails it. You know, it's definitely worth the time to come and see it.
Yes, definitely, I do, and I have to say, you know, reading about her dying so young, what did they do? They just preserved her music, and how was it able to keep going? Who was in charge of that? So it sounds like a little bit like Elvis.
Yeah, well, you know, her estate, her family, they kept the legacy going. You know, they still do tours up there in her home state, and you know, it's international, enjoyed by audiences all throughout Canada, the UK, Australia, and even over here in the United States.
Wasn't it unusual for a time to become so familiar?
Yep, sure was, but you know, she stuck out from the rest for sure.
Right, and so she's a I don't know what you would call it. I guess she'll always be around because her music actually is coming back. You see, that's what happens. Like even Elvis, his music. You know, some people, of course, some people still think he's alive. They don't really, but his music is forever. And I think Patsy Cline's going to be the same. Is there another female singer like Patsy Cline as far as how well she's been, you know, sustained?
It's hard, you know. I couldn't say. I know there's a few others out there, like, you know, Dolly Parton, for example.
Yeah, but she's still alive.
Yeah, correct. You know, they're few and far
Yeah,
between.
you're right. Oh, Dolly Parton is amazing. Do you know that this is kind of off the track in a sense, but I send a lot of cards, and I use one of those card, you know, emails things, and you know that she sings now to you if you put your name in. Have you ever seen that?
Oh no, I haven't. That's interesting.
You put it for her birthday, you put your name, and then she sings it and she says your name.
Oh,
it's incredible.
Great. That's great.
That's right. I guess Patsy Cline should have gotten into that also. So so where do they have like a memorial for her, like Elvis has, a place that you can go and visit and see all her things?
That I'm not certain of, but I would assume they probably would.
I would think
She's
she
that
would,
iconic.
they'd want to do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, she's that iconic. I believe they would.
Right. Well, why don't we take a little time and go through the rest of the the rundown and all the plays coming. So you talked about Death Trap, and it's going to start on the 18th.
On November 19th.
February.
Sorry,
February the 18th.
February 19th.
Oh, February the 19th. Okay.
February 19th. Yep.
Okay. And what comes after that?
We've got Next to Normal, which is opening on March 26th through April 11th.
And what's that?
That is a musical.
Next to Normal.
We also have Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, which is a Billie Holiday
Right.
tribute.
What's the name of that? Lady Day, what?
Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill.
Oh, really? That sounds wonderful.
That's April 30th through May 16th.
Okay.
And then we have Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which is like a rock and roll, far out there type of musical, June 4th through the 20th.
And then, do you have anything in the summer?
Well, June is the last show of this season,
Yeah,
and
right,
then start
June.
the 69th season.
Right.
So-
And you do go later than a lot of other theaters, which is good because people really still want to go. You know, we have a lot of summer people here.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, we always do a summer show.
Yeah, I know you do.
We also have 3 productions over in the Black Box as well.
Okay.
The end of this month, January 22nd through the 31st, is Endgame by Samuel Beckett.
Ah,
We have Sweat by Lynn Nottage, March 12th through the 21st. That's a 2017 Pulitzer Prize winner. And we have Mr. Burns, a post-electric play by Anne Washburn, May 14th through the 23rd.
a post-election play?
Post-election. It's based off The Simpsons.
Oh, really?
So that'll be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, it will be. So that's really something. Well, one thing I want to tell everybody is the nice part about when you go to the Lakewood Playhouse, because I go to their shows, they have lots of restaurants now. Years ago, they didn't have so many, but now every corner has 1 or 2 restaurants. And I usually go on a Saturday night, and it's just so busy and so much fun. And they really, the Lake Worth now has really, that whole street now has just come alive. It's a little bit like Delray Beach, and it just has, it's very safe, which is very important. Lots of noise, a lot of music, and a lot of good food. You can walk around, and so you can go earlier than the 8 o'clock. You really should eat dinner first, I think, and then go there, or you can have a snack afterwards. Parking's okay. They do have valet parking, which I usually use right there, but there's parking off streets, and also.
Yeah, we also have a lot in the back too, free public parking and behind the theater.
You know, I didn't know that.
Yep, directly behind the Playhouse, there's a big parking lot.
Oh, but it's not free. Aren't they metered?
No, it's free public parking.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Thank you for saying that. I did not know that. Sometimes I struggle looking for parking if I can't find the valet. Okay, well, that's great. Well, I think that I really applaud you. Yay for jumping in and trying now to get it all back. As a matter of fact, I'm older than you, so I got my vaccine 2 days ago, my first one. And I think people now be getting their vaccine, they'll feel more secure, over the next few months.
Yes.
So you have to, where does your mom and dad, where do they live?
They're here locally.
Oh, okay.
They stay in Palm Beach County.
Okay. And so your kids are very interested now, you think, in theater. So they want their dad maybe to do something up there, right?
Yeah, they've been pushing me to try out for something.
Do you sing?
In the shower.
Okay, but you can talk. You're a good talker, but
Yeah.
so
I'd be more of a play person than a musical person for sure.
okay, okay. That's interesting. Well, there are some small parts that you could start with. That'll be good. I would think it'd be very difficult to be surrounded by the theater as you are and not want to be a part of it in
Right.
some other way, although you're so much a part of the marketing and all that. What does it really take this is a funny question to ask you, but I think people would like to know, what does it take to really market a theater? It must be hard because you have some competition and in normal times, let's say normal times.
Normal times, it's always a little difficult, especially in the times. The target audience is always changing, and we're always trying to bring younger crowds in. The older generations have such a love for theater. They were brought up with the theaters, and it's hard to find people my age or even the younger generations that love the theater like we do. And it's challenging to get them to come in. So we try to change up the variety and give everybody a little taste of something that they would like. And it's been working. It's successful. Obviously, we've been around for a very long time, and to say that is an honor. Not too many theaters make it the amount of time that we have. And honestly, if it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't be who we are. They're our biggest supporters. They help us out. They spread the word, bring the friends, bring the family, and that's what keeps us going. Is the community.
And I want to compliment you on your volunteers.
Yes.
When you go to the Lake Worth Playhouse, right? Yeah, they're wonderful. They're so
Wow.
kind, and they are really nice. And you don't like some of the huge theaters have big areas where you can eat and buy food. Well, you don't. They have a little area with a chair or with a little stool, and they have their little candy and their little treats that you can buy and coffee and they're so sweet about it, and people are very smart. They're very nice. They wait in line. We've been bringing Boomer Times there, so if you're interested, we try to get our Boomer Times there. You can pick them up. But the volunteers are the essence of any theater, whether it's Lake Worth or any of the others. So I'm sure that if we say now we're looking for volunteers, you'd be glad for them to get in touch with you, wouldn't you?
Certainly, we're always looking for volunteers, especially with this busy season. If anybody would like to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. They can reach out to Judith, the box office manager, by calling the box office or emailing her at judith@lakeworthplayhouse.org.
Well, let's give them the phone number. Will you give us the phone number for the box office, please, so people will call?
561-586-6410. Again, that's 561-586-6410.
Okay, so call there. That's where you can order your tickets also. And you can offer to be a volunteer. That way you get you get to see the show free, which is good, but you also become a part of the community. A lot of the same people come, so you get to recognize them, and they're just very special. They're very nice. Well, let me ask you now about the tickets. Tell everybody, the cost is much lower than some of the other theaters.
Well, currently the prices for all the main stage productions is $35, and the black box is $25.
$35. That's half the price of a lot of them. Yep, that's really a good thing. So what you're doing is there are people who can't generally maybe afford a lot more, but $35 you can afford for a whole evening. It's worth it. And remember, you are supporting your community because Lake Worth has been around a long time, and theater. Without theater, I'll tell you something else that happened when I used to live in Boca Raton many years ago, and I was in real estate sales, and IBM had, I don't know if that means anything to you, but IBM came in, and the first thing they said is, what's the culture like? Are there any theaters? And at that time, there really weren't very many. The Kravis wasn't there, and Lake Worth was there though. But some of the other theaters weren't. And that was really important. And we lost some people who didn't want to move there because they didn't think it had enough culture.
Right. Well, we showed them, didn't we?
Yes, you did. You fixed that now. And the other thing to mention, I think is important, is a lot of your actors live locally. So
Yeah.
you're giving, you ought to talk about that. You're not bringing them in from New York.
Nope. All non-equity actors. It's all local talent. They range from local here, Lake Worth, West Palm. Some come in from as far as Fort Lauderdale, Port St. Lucie. And they just have a love and a passion for the Playhouse. They've been a part of the family for years and years, and they continue to travel to put on these productions because the love for the theater, especially, and then the family that we've created amongst ourselves. So, it's all local, natural talent, and we've had many people from the theater go on to do bigger and better things and win awards and be recognized. So a lot of greatness comes out of the talent that we have at the theater.
Yeah, theater's an addiction for the actors. Some of them don't make a lot of money on their off times. They're waiting on tables and all, but they love to be there. That's in their heart and soul. And going back to Patsy Cline, you think about it, I don't really know about her real early life. I just knew when she was singing, but I wonder, did you know when she started singing? As a little girl, I have to assume.
Oh yes, I'm not sure what age, but she was a little girl for sure when she started, and she died very young. So
I know, and I don't even know much about that plane crash. Was she on a plane? Was it private?
Yes.
That must have really rocked the world when that happened. I mean, because she was so young, but she's, well, she has now a history. I mean, a lot of people die and we never hear about them again, but
Yep.
her music lives on, doesn't it? And do you sell after the show, can people buy CDs of Patsy Cline's music?
No, we don't have any merchandise for sale or anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I guess they can just go on Amazon and get it or something.
Right. Yep. They can find it on Amazon, Google, things like that.
Because a lot of people, when they get out, they're so enthused and so excited about it, they don't want it to end.
Right.
So in the the show, the Patsy Cline. So you said it was early. You've been going now early in January. You really opened.
Yes, it opened last Friday night was the opening night for Patsy. So all main stage run 3 weeks.
Right. And so now, of course, it's Friday, and you're expecting a good crowd tonight.
We are. This weekend, there should be quite a few people down there. Like I said, we've got the both shows going on, so we've got crowds from each side.
Right, and I guess you're always on call. It's you, the artistic director, and who else is an executive? Just the two of you?
Well, Stephanie Smith, our executive director, and then we have our education director, Kathy Randazzo Olson. She does all the outreach and education programs for the theater.
I see. Well, let's see. I guess we're going to be running out of time, but do you actually go into the schools normally with some things?
Oh yeah, we do outreach programs every year. We've got different schools that we work with, and we bring the kids into the theater to learn a small production, put on a performance for their parents and friends, and it's wonderful. We also have the classes that we do, children's classes and adult classes. We've got acting classes, tap, jazz, improv classes, you name it.
Well, Justin, that's great. We hadn't talked about that. Maybe next time we'll have you on and we ought to talk about that. Right now, I know if anyone's interested in acting, they can call. Let me give you a phone number, 561-586-6410. 561-586-6410. and you can talk to them and either volunteer or see if you want to be get into the acting or something. But thank you, Justin. It's such a pleasure talking to you.
You the same, Anita. It's always a great time. I appreciate you having us on.
Oh, of course. Good luck. And I need to talk to you. I'm going to give you a call right after this show, too. We have something to discuss. But anyway, thank you so much. And get up on that stage. I'll be looking for you.
Got it. Until next time.
Okay.
See you later.
All right. Bye. Bye, everybody.